Good evening. A nursery worker hired to protect and take care of young children has pleaded guilty to 26 charges after being unmasked as a prolific paedophile. Among the offences, 45-year-old Vincent Chan admitted to were making indecent images of and sexually assaulting multiple children, which he filmed himself doing. The Metropolitan Police has called the investigation one of the most complex and harrowing they've ever undertaken and recognised one of Chan's colleagues for making the call that led to his depraved crimes being uncovered. A warning, Cafe Passer's report contains distressing details of the investigation.
Another thing as well, mate. So basically,
he was employed to look after toddlers, and that's who his victims were. For a number of years, Vincent Chan abused children as young as 2, all at the nursery he worked at, filming indecent videos of them, some of whom he sexually assaulted.
Vincent Chan is a paedophile. His disturbed predatory and sexual offending took advantage of young children, using his workplace to gain access to his victims. He exploited the trust placed in him by the victims' families and the promise to care for their children.
These actions only came to light after a colleague, a whistleblower, reported Chan to the nursery, who then shared the information with the police. A search of his home found more than 60 devices, all of which contain images of children under his care. Today, the families, parents whose trust he'd broken, had their first day in court. There were a range of emotions from the public gallery as Vincent Chan's crimes were read out. There was shock, there was disgust, there were tears, all eyes were on him. As for Chan himself, he stood there wearing a grey jumper and glasses. In a low and croaky voice, he said the word guilty 26 times.
you're also further under arrest for digital penetration of a minor.
Vincent Chan was an employee of Bright Horizons, a nursery franchise with sites across the capital. All new parents are told of the strict safeguarding measures they have in place. But the question being asked now is how? Just how did this happen?
How was someone like Vincent Chan employed? Why did safeguarding systems fail completely? And how were such horrific crimes against children able to continue for so long without the staff responsible for safeguarding at Bright Horizons Nursery acting?
In a statement, Bright Horizons said that the individual involved had an enhanced DBS and was reference checked. We fully accept that the evidence shows that the individual was able to commit these crimes despite our safeguarding measures. In light of this, we have commissioned an external expert in this field to undertake a full review of our safeguarding practices. As for Vincent Chan, he's due to be sentenced in January. The nursery he worked at, now closed. And the police are urging anyone, any parents whose child may have had contacts with Chan to come forward. Kaf Opata, ITV News.
Next tonight, undignified and unacceptable, the words used by multiple agencies to describe the state of emergency care at an East London hospital. A patient who spent 40 hours on a trolley at Queen's in Romford has compared the hallways to a war zone, with corridors forced into makeshift wards as the system becomes overwhelmed. Well, footage shared with ITV News shows dozens of patients in beds lining the hospital walls, with staff trying to provide care in busy walkways. Healthcare bodies have described the situation as a national emergency, while the hospital itself is pleading for funds to expand its overstretched A&E. Our political correspondent Simon Harris reports.
The casualty department at Queen's Hospital in Romford is overflowing with patients. There's not enough room on the wards, so corridors are lined with beds. These shocking pictures, filmed this week, were given to ITV News.
There was no dignity. I was crying all the time. Crying all the time.
Catherine, who had a fall at her home in Hainault, was on a trolley for 2 days and was wheeled into a toilet for an ECG.
I said, I don't want to use the loan now. She said, oh no, we're going to do your ECG. I said, in here? She said, yeah. And then she just wheeled the equipment over, put it all on me, done the ECG.
James, a retired lorry driver from Rainham who suffers dizzy spells, was discharged today after spending 2 nights in a wheelchair, his second stay at the hospital in 7 days.
A nightmare. The nurses can't drive those trolleys. One girl hit the wall 19 times. You know, I felt every one. But, I'm glad to get out of there.
It's madness in there. Staff are fantastic, but it's just not enough funding that's going to the NHS.
Queen's is less than 20 years old, but health bosses say accident and emergency can no longer cope. The hospital trust apologised today, admitting that it wasn't right or fair to treat patients in this way. But the trust added that corridors were safer than leaving them outside in ambulances. We showed our pictures to the chief executive.
It's very challenging to see people in distress in our hospitals because of how busy they are, and what our staff are trying to do is to make sure that the sickest patients get seen first. Sometimes that means that other people will wait longer than they perhaps should do, but we always try to do our very best to make sure that people get the care they need.
The hospital is in the Conservative constituency of Romford, while the neighbouring MP for Ilford North is the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting.
His constituents use Queen's Hospital as well, so he really needs to ensure the government put the money in, get a new A&E established at Queen's Hospital so that people can go confidently knowing that they're going to be put in a ward.
Mr Streeting said NHS hospitals were under the sort of pressure normally only seen on New Year's Eve.
I wouldn't want to be treated in those conditions. I wouldn't want someone I love to be treated in those conditions. And that's why we've committed over the course of this Parliament to get rid of corridor care altogether and to see year-on-year improvements in urgent and emergency care.
Barking, Havering and Redbridge NHS Trust outlines its mission on its website. It says its hospitals want to deliver care that staff are proud of and patients are happy with. Simon Harris, ITV News, Romford.
Some other news now, and a manhunt is underway after a woman in her 20s was raped in Westminster yesterday morning. Police were called to the Victoria Embankment Gardens at around 4 a.m. Nobody has been arrested yet and the gardens have been closed off. Bin strikes over Christmas have been called off after a last-minute pay deal. Members of the GMB union in Northern Forest were due to walk out next week in a row over their wages. They've now accepted a higher pay offer and will not take industrial action. And the iconic Smithfield and Billingsgate markets could be moving to the Royal Docks after plans to relocate to Dagenham fell through last year. A proposal by the City of London Corporation would see a new site at Albert Island. Now, the landscape of education has changed dramatically over the last decade with the rise of social media and its dangers, the fallout from the pandemic and the constant evolution of AI. Someone who's been on the front line for all of it is Lucy Harrison, the head teacher of Archer Academy in East Finchley. Despite the constant challenges, under her guidance, the school consistently ranks among the best in the country. And now she's picked up a gong at what's been called the Oscars of teaching, and I'm delighted to say that Lucy joins us now. Lucy, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. That was you with your gong there, your teaching equivalent of an Oscar. Listen, you know, I don't want to test you. You know, well, why do you think you won it?
Oh goodness, that's quite a question. I think it's been such an incredible honour to receive it. I think at the moment very focused on celebrating that for my school and what our school's achieved. We only opened 12 years ago. It's been a real journey for us as a community to be able to celebrate that together.
I know one of the things that you have a policy at your school is no phones. Now, but you haven't just done this a few months ago. This has been in place for quite a few years, hasn't it? Tell me more.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, just as I was taking on the headship at the school, I could sense a real change in my young people. This was the birth of WhatsApp and the integration of these different social media sites, and it was dragging itself into school.
Yeah.
I didn't want my young people to be faced with those issues, and we took the very deliberate decision to ban those smartphones. I was nervous at the time. It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Parents gave me a round of applause when I took that decision, and it's not something we've ever looked back from. It's enabled children to be children in my school.
That was going to be my question. What was the immediate impact? What did you see? How are children being different, behaving different in class when it comes to their studies in particular?
They're able to concentrate on their friendships and then their studies. There isn't a distraction. There's enough of that for them outside of the classroom, but at school it can be a safe place for learning, a safe place for fun and to enjoy what's happening.
And we talk about, phones, talk about social media. We've now got AI, which is, every single day it's developing faster and faster. One of the changes that was introduced, that the government is planning to introduce, which is actually lessons on how to distinguish between what is real and what is fake. And that's the whole new landscape now for teachers and for schools. So how do you deal with that?
It's such a moving and changing landscape. There are so many opportunities that are involved with AI, but also so many challenges as well. And I feel it's so important that as head teachers, as schools, we're thinking about our curriculum from a creative perspective, from the importance of critical thinking, of leadership skills, the way in which we're enabling young people to sift through evidence themselves outside of just teaching them the framework by which to do that, but enabling them to make opinions for themselves.
And a final question I've got to ask you, because there was the TV show last year, was it Adolescence, earlier this year, the PM to Keir Starmer, he said, you know, let's deal with toxic masculinity, all the rest of it, and all the stuff you see on social media, let's show it to kids in all schools. What do you think about that? Would you do it?
No.
No. And why not?
I think that the film has opened a really powerful debate for us nationally, and I'm so pleased that we can talk about it so openly. But to simply show a film with those kind of themes in the classroom, I'm not sure that would be appropriate, or certainly something I wouldn't want to do in my own school.
Okay,
it's a place for families as well.
All right, Lucy Harrison, you obviously know what you're talking about. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the award once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, more on education now, and hundreds of people will lose their jobs at the University of Essex as it closes its city campus in Southend. 400 full-time positions are in the process of being cut, with the campus expected to be fully closed by next summer. Well, the university says it was an incredibly sad decision to make, but a drop in international student numbers means it's facing mounting financial challenges. But there's been a mixed reaction from current students.
I mean, I live in Southend, so it would take me 3.5 hours to get there and 3.5 hours to get back. So it would be 7 hours in total travel in one day, and I'd be travelling more than I'd be learning, basically.
I think it's going to affect me in a good way, not a bad way, and I'll tell you why. So obviously we're going to Colchester, which is a bigger campus. There's more things to do there. You've got more student bars, which is always a good thing.
The change is definitely quite scary for me. But also we've been told some really exciting stuff about the new facilities, which I'm really excited about. So there's a lot of anxiety and excitement going on at the same time.
Well, still to come on the programme.
Are you donating? Do you want to come up here? That'd be really kind. Thank you so much. It's for Save the Children.
Trying to trigger some cash out of shoppers for charity is Dom Jolly and his huge phone. But first, she is an Oscar-winning actor making her directorial debut. And for Kate Winslet, it is a family affair. The new Netflix film, Goodbye June, in which she also stars, was written by her son. Well, it follows complicated family dynamics in the lead up to Christmas. Before we go to Sangeeta on the red carpet, let's take a look at the movie.
If there are any heavens, my mother will, all by herself, have one.
It's a big family, June.
My gorgeous daughters.
So lovely they can all be here for you.
I'm here.
Well, Kate Winslet and the amazing Johnny Flint are joining me now. Thank you so much. Kate, for you, this is an absolute double whammy. This is your directing debut in a film, your son's first screenplay. How do you feel? A big night?
Well, we were just saying it really is amazing, because making the film we all became a family, and filmmaking is a collaboration, and this really was that for all of us, and had these wonderful, extraordinary actors who I got to support and play with, and it's always a bit remarkable when a film becomes a reality, and so to celebrate it all together like this is just a wonderful feeling.
And were you quite nervous? Because obviously you had a proud mummy moment as well. I saw you on the red carpet. You look so proud of Joe. But also for you as well, is it nerve-wracking, your first film that you've directed?
I mean, it is nerve-wracking, but I think when you walk red carpets, you sort of go into business mode. You know, there's a sort of a workaday. I know it sounds silly, but there is a kind of a workaday hat that you have to put on. Okay, smile and wave. Let's get through it. Talk about the film. Don't trip over. But to be honest with you, I can't stop thinking about how Joe is down there doing interviews right now, and he's never done that before.
Aww.
So I'm so distracted by is Joe okay that I'm definitely fine, because I've got that as a distraction.
It's always mum first, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, it's children first. Children first, always.
And Johnny, I mean, the cast is amazing. We've obviously got Dame Helen Mirren, you've got Timothy Spall. How did you feel when you got the call from Kate?
I mean, it's a total pinch-me moment and serious imposter syndrome. If you had a top 10 list of actors in the world, these people would be in there. And but what's amazing is that Kate created this real family situation and held us in a space where we could really be ourselves and be vulnerable. And my character, I think, especially had to be so vulnerable, and I just felt so safe with these people, and I love them. It was honestly like the privilege of my life to be part of this.
Probably feeling like family, didn't it?
Really?
You filmed so much of it in a fake hospital in London, and actually I think you shot it in 35 days in the capital, didn't you?
We shot it in 35 days, yeah, so only 7 weeks, and actually we did use real locations for some of the time. So there's a brilliant hospital in Ravenscourt Park, which is a deco-style hospital. It's derelict, and we used some of the corridor spaces for that and a few of the other rooms, but we essentially used that as our template to create our on-set hospital room in the main corridor that features so heavily in the story. And the film is really filled, quite honestly, with a lot of warmth. I think we really honour the work of palliative carers and how underrated and undervalued I think they sometimes are. We have brilliant British actor Savoy who plays Nurse Angel, who is literally not at June's side but the side of the family throughout, and really supports them in going through what they have to go through. And it just mattered to make it feel real and relatable, and we were all a part of contributing to making that happen.
Oh, it really resonated with me. I thought it was amazing. You did such a great job. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Enjoy your night. Now, Goodbye June is out on in the cinemas next week, and then it's on Netflix just before Christmas on the 24th of December.
All right, Sangeeta, thank you very much. Well, from film royalty to a music mogul now, and if you're not clued up on the inner workings of the industry, there's a chance you may not have heard of Darker Speeds, but you'll definitely know the artist he's helped make it to the top.
Hey, we'll see what's about to happen. I'm making a change today. You know that I'm no good. You got the love, and you got the love.
When the new documentary Darkest delves into his own career from T-Boy to chief exec at Island Records. Darkest, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Goodness me. So it started off as T-Boy, but I know, because I've been reading up a bit about you,
Okay.
that it actually started off at a salon in Kensington.
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. I started washing hair.
Yeah.
And sweeping the floor.
And then you met the right people.
And I met all the right people in the right places, yeah. Probably while I was over the bowl washing their hair.
Yeah, because there's the people who used to work at Island Records as well, because that's where it was based, in Kensington.
Yeah, some of them were people that I actually ended up asking for a job, and I actually got one.
Yeah, you make it sound easy, and I
It
know
definitely is not easy.
It's not easy, is it? And this is what the documentary charts and what you're talking about, isn't it? The music industry is famously actually pretty tough, right? What were the biggest challenges for you, would you find?
I think the biggest challenges for me was, as a young black young man growing up, I didn't want to be pigeonholed.
Yeah.
And my taste was broad, and everything was rooted in black music for me, but my palette, my taste and my palette was very broad, so I didn't want to get pigeonholed. So it was important for me that my roster and the artists that I signed spoke to everybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the mission.
I've got to talk about some of the artists that you signed in. With some really big names. We saw a few of them there. Drake, Jessie J, Amy Winehouse.
Yes.
I mean, when you first went to see her, what did you think? Did you realise then, she's a star?
I realised then what a strong personality she had, and she had an amazing shoe game.
Yeah.
She loved her shoes.
She did, yeah.
And she loved her jazz.
Yeah.
And I'd love to tell the story that I passed the jazz club and heard these dulcet tones wafting through the air.
Yeah.
But I had heard her voice on a cassette, and I just made it my mission to find out who this girl was.
Yeah.
And it took me about 6 months to find her.
Wow.
And then I finally got her signature, convinced her to sign, and then the rest is history.
Other people as well, some big US artists, Nicki Minaj, Drake as well, he's Canadian. But you helped break them in the UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Weeknd, Drake, Nicki Minaj, right from the beginning. You know, and I was lucky enough then, the success that we had in the UK with the amazing artists and the amazing people that I worked with, I got a job. I got the job running the company as the CEO in America out of New York. And then I got to work with Shawn Mendes, Demi Lovato, I signed Sabrina Carpenter.
And we only got about 20 seconds left, and I feel like it's not enough. But your dad, both your parents activists, your dad, dark as hell.
Yeah.
So you grew up with all that history.
Yeah.
That's going to be talked about in the documentary as
well,
and that influence on you.
Yeah.
But I want you just to tell people at home that documentary is Dark as Bees, in his own words. It's out December the 10th. Where can they find it?
They can find it on 5 streaming services and BET YouTube channel.
You did it. Dark as Bees, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, a quarter of a century ago, Trigger Happy TV landed on our screens, and the image of comedian Dom Jolly with a massive phone instantly became woven into British pop culture, where today he joined Save the Children outside Westfield in Shepherd's Bush to encourage holiday shoppers to take out their own phones to make a donation. Here's Hannah Kings.
Comedian Dom Jolly travelled the world, surprising onlookers by answering his giant mobile phone.
Hello! No, I'm at Westfield! Yeah, no Christmas shopping!
But today, it was the turn of Christmas shoppers a little closer to home in White City to be surprised.
People can turn up here at Westfield and tap their phone on the side of the truck, and that fills the truck with virtual presents, which obviously will be real aid for kids.
Since the days of Trigger Happy TV, phones had quite the upgrade.
The original one was a Sony Mars bar, big size, with a Nokia ringtone, and the only thing you could do on it was play Snake and text. Now, things have changed.
The stunt was part of Save the Children's Christmas appeal, which asks people to remember to give to those who need it most this festive season. And research by the charity shows that's something the capital's children are thinking about. Although 90% of parents in Greater London feel they need to buy more to make Christmas magical this year, 94% of children here admit they've received a gift they didn't want or use. And 79% will give up a Christmas present to help another child in need.
We work here in the UK, where 1 in 3 children live in poverty, and we work in over 100 countries around the world. Many of those children are caught up in war, and many are facing really severe natural disasters. We've been so impressed with the generosity of people in London.
Are you donating?
Unlike in his trigger-happy sketches, Jolly's calls were going down well with passers-by today.
Yeah, it's clever. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything like that for a while, so it's really clever and shows actually how easy it is.
It's a fantastic opportunity while everybody's shopping and, you know, indulging, to remember that there's so many children who don't have anything.
I saw this guy being so dramatic and I was like, what's that? And then I saw Save the Children and I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to be a part of this because this is what Christmas is all about.
Dom and his truck were at Westfield for one day only, but he hopes his message for the festive season has been heard.
Let's go!
Hannah Kings, ITV News.
Now, there was a temporary flurry of snow in central London as one of the most photographed Christmas trees in the capital has been switched on for the festive season. Only it wasn't snowing everywhere today, and this tree happens to be in a hotel. The extravagant decorations at the Savoy are a winter staple, and Sally went along to see what it takes to turn a lobby into Lapland.
Anyone dreaming of a white Christmas? Don't worry about the weather. Here at the Savoy, they've got it on tap.
Oh, it's stuck to my glasses.
Do a little bit quick because I'm really cold.
No, it's
so cold.
Oh, it's so chilly.
Chilly. Oh.
London has a myriad of Christmas lights to see for free, but did you know you can add the Savoy to your list?
Now, you're happy for people to come in off the street and have their photo taken here. They don't have to be a guest.
Absolutely, please, as many as possible. Kids can come in and write a letter to Santa, and they will get a response from Santa. And it's just lovely to get your picture taken in front of the steps or here in front of the tree.
Belinda, what's the theme for this year?
It's called the Frosted Fair at the Savoy.
Oh, like on the Thames?
Yes.
Oh,
when the River Thames used to freeze over, and we've got mistletoe.
We're under the mistletoe. Awkward.
I don't think it was meant for us, but it is for many others.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, I love it.
One of the brains behind all this beauty is Belinda.
And then how do you actually get it all set up?
Magic. There's a team of 60 of us that come overnight.
Overnight, in one night?
In one night, from midnight till 6 a.m.
I love the fact you've just walked in here just to see the decorations. Are you impressed?
I'm so impressed. I mean, it's stunning.
What made you come in today? What made you break that seal?
I said, I've been in London all my life. I said, and I've never been in there, so I'm going to ask if it's okay to come in and have a look around.
And they said, come on.
Come in and welcome me.
How many years have you been doing this for?
Oh, a good few years now.
Have you?
But we only ever come in and then go back out again.
It snows here between 5 and 7 in the evening until Christmas. And because of the weather, Tony insisted I took the Rolls Royce back to the office.
When in Rome, or indeed London.
Christmas comes but once a year. Like the Savoy, we may as well make the most of it.
Well, she made it back to the studio. A big question is, are we any closer to a white Christmas? Here's Sally again with the forecast.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello there again, a very good evening to you. Hope you had a lovely day. Looks like a little bear did in the sunshine. Now, bit of a wet start tomorrow morning, but it is an improving day. And then as we go into Friday, we've got a foggy and a frosty start in some areas. But again, a lot of the day looks pretty dry at the moment, but a bit of an unsettled weekend to come. Taking a look at the pressure chart, you can see this is the front that's going to come through first thing tomorrow morning. And then this one looks like it'll arrive maybe rush hour on Friday. It's not set in stone at the moment, so we will, of course, keep an eye on those timings and keep you up to date. As for the rest of this evening and overnight, there's the odd shower risk out there, but otherwise a lot of dry weather. But by the end of the night, the winds are picking up, the cloud starts to thicken, and you can see that rain just knocking on the door in the west. But with those conditions, it won't be quite as chilly tonight. But still, as we go into tomorrow morning, a bit of a grim start during rush hour, and that rain makes its way northwards and eastwards. So the east drying up last, but you can see a much better end to the day compared to the start. We've got some sunshine making its way through, the winds ease, temperatures though just a degree cooler. We're looking at highs of 8 to 9 tomorrow. And then for the evening, looks like it'll stay dry for us, but overnight those temperatures are going to drop down, so there's a frost risk and a fog risk. There might even be some freezing fog with those cold temperatures as we head on into Friday morning. You can see that rain starting to arrive in the west, but looks like at the moment it won't reach us until rush hour. And then, as I said, a bit of an unsettled weekend. Do keep an eye on the forecast. I'll see you later on. Cheerio.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Thanks, Sally. And that's it from us for now. The evening news is next with Mary. But for now, from all of us on the London team, bye-bye. Have a great evening.